Hey, it's William. Welcome to Learn Finance Free. So today I'm going to talk to you about a new way of thinking about problem. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. So for example, if you're doing some valuation of some forward contracts, forward, what should you do? So pretty simple. Just forget about forward contracts because forward contracts involve obligation like enter into a contract and then execute that in the future. It's really complex. But if you want to value a certain thing, you are not necessarily going to sell it, right? You just want to get its value. But the best way to get its value is to sell it. So let's think this way. So for example, you have a say a egg, okay? You have an egg, and here is the time. Egg, you're holding that. You're buying this egg at time 0, and you holding this egg till time t. I think egg may not be a good example because egg will get rotten. But let's just say it's like digital egg, okay? Or maybe NFT or something like that. You will hold. It will hold, and you're holding this egg. You're going to hold that to time t, and then it will hatch or something like that. So you have to hold this egg. But what about at this time t, I want to say, hey, I want to know whether I'm what's the value of the egg I'm holding. So what would you do? So just to forget about forward, if you're holding a specific item like an egg, you want to get its value. The best way to do it is to evaluate it by sell it, right? So if you time t, you want to know the value of the egg, you just sell the egg at the market. At least you just just hold this egg into, bring this egg into some market and say, hey, I want to sell this egg. What money? What price would you offer? So you can get that the quoted price of other parties, so you can know the exact value of this egg at that exact moment. Yeah, so the best way to valuation is to sell it. Basically, you can treat this egg as a like a contract or like a position point of view. So you're going to long this egg, and you long this egg have a duration from all the way to t, 0 to t. But what if you want to value this egg at a specific time t? What would you do? You just short this egg at time t, okay? Once you short it, you kind of just like zero out the position, okay? So you long the egg and short this egg, so the position will become the specific, the difference between the long and short, and that will be the valuation of that specific forward contract. But let's not move so quickly. You just need to know that once you want to know the price, you have to short it. Okay? So let's just change the egg to a forward contract. So here's the time 0, here's time t. You want to know the price of this forward contract at a specific time, like this t here. So pretty simple, you long this forward contract at time 0, and this will be the like a f0. So this say you're going to because it's long, you're going to buy that at a future time t, and you can buy that using this amount of money to buy it. And if you want to know the price, the value of this forward contract right now, what are you gonna do? Pretty simple. You're going to do the exactly same. So you long here. So you short at time t. And what you're going to do is you short it, so you compare these two. Okay? So for example, you short this, and the time t to t, you also got a forward, like like shorter version of the forward contract. But if you short it at time t, you won't do anything. So for example, if you long that at time t, you're going to buy that amount of a certain underlying asset, whether it's X or anything else. But at time t, if you enter a position that is completely opposite, so at time t, you're going to sell that specific amount of underlying assets. These two will cancel out, so you won't do anything at all. So there is no, like you just close out all the position at specific time and see whether you are gaining or loss. Okay, so you just like clear out every obligation, everything at time t, and see whether you like you earn money or lose money. So this is just a kind of like at time t, just sell the egg right now and see how much is the price. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is to get two value calculated. So the value of long forward at time t will be, because you're long forward, essentially you're going to buy the forward underlying assets, not like future underlying asset, using the price that you set at time 0. So the price F0 is the price that you settle at time 0, okay? And at that specific time, the market price will be ST, okay? You use this money to buy a higher amount of a higher price, then you gain, okay? If this is lower than this, you will lose. So that will be the value of long forward contract at time t. What about the short? Okay, so value of short forward contract at time t, what will it be? Pretty simple. Since you are shorting that, you're going to use the F, but remember, if you short that, this is the offset position that you enter at the time t, so it's different from time 0. So there will be the price that you agree at time t. Since you're going to short that, so you're going to sell that with using this amount no matter what. But what about the market? The market will have the price of this. So if you're saying, say 100 and 105, but the market price is 100, then you gain. If you got say 95 and the market price is 100, then you will lose. Okay? So once you've done that, you got long position and short position. But what about the position right now? Because you kind of cancel everything at this right moment. So if you use the long position and short position, you combine that together, you sort of cancel out this part. Okay, let me just use a different pen. Okay, so you sort of cancel out these two, and you get the FT subtract the F0. It kind of like intuitive calculation. That's because you basically compare these two forward contracts. So essentially, you're going to say, hey, what about I don't enter the forward contracts at time 0, but I just enter the forward contract here and compare the price difference between these two forward contracts, so I can calculate whether I'm gaining money or losing money by entering this forward contract at time 0. And don't forget, once you calculate that, it's at the future time t. But if you are doing the valuation at time this t, so you have to consider the time value of money. So you're going to present value. So if you're doing something like the like continuous compounding, or like let's just use normal compounding. We're not going to use continuous, just to make it much easier. So 1R, and the time difference is t subtract t. So if you subtract that, you calculate the time in between. So this amount of time, and you consider time value of money, you bring it back, and you got the specific time difference while considering the time value of money, right?